Have you ever wondered how a sovereign nation builds an election system, basically from the ground up? One that's fair, transparent, and actually reflects what the people want? Well, we're about to find out. We're going to dive into the official election ordinance of the Hannahville Indian community, and it is a fascinating blueprint for self-governance. Right out of the gate, this document makes its mission crystal clear. This isn't just a rule book, it's really a declaration of values. Sure, it's about creating fair procedures, but it also aims to protect the secrecy and, get this, the sanctity of the ballot. That one word, it says it all. The vote here isn't just a right, it's treated as something sacred. So here's our game plan. We're going to walk through this process in 6 parts. We'll start with the rules themselves, then we'll get to know the voters and the candidates. We'll follow the whole path to Election Day, look at how the ballots are cast and counted, and finally, see how a winner officially becomes a part of the council. Okay, so first things first, what gives these rules their authority? Well, they come directly from the Hannahville Indian community's own constitution. The tribal council has the power to write this election rulebook from scratch. So you see, this isn't just about procedure. It's self-governance in its purest form. It's a community literally shaping its own democratic future. So who are the referees in all of this? That would be the election committee. And what's really fascinating here is that they aren't paid officials. They are volunteer tribal members appointed by the council. These volunteers become the guardians of the entire process, handling everything from registering voters to making sure the polls are secure. All right, now let's talk about the most important people in any election, right? The voters and the candidates. And this ordinance is incredibly specific about who gets to participate and who gets the honor of leading. It's maybe the most fundamental question for any democracy. So, what does it actually take to become a certified voter in the Hannahville Indian community? The requirements are laid out crystal clear. You've got to be an enrolled member of the community, be at least 21, and you have to live on community trust land. But wait, it doesn't stop there. You also have to actually go through the registration process, and then as a final check, be certified by the tribal council. Every single step is there to protect the integrity of that voter list. Now, this is where you can really see the difference between just participating and actually leading. The basics, like age and residency, are kind of similar, but the bar for council candidates is set way higher. They have to pass a background check and a drug test. The message couldn't be clearer. If you want to lead this community, you're going to be held to a higher standard. Okay, so we know who can vote and who can run. But now let's look at all the behind-the-scenes work that has to happen before anyone even casts a vote. This is the crucial setup that makes the whole thing run. The process is super methodical and totally transparent. First up, public notices go out with all the key dates. Then, it's on individuals to submit their applications. After that, the tribal council reviews every single one. And finally, they approve the official, certified lists of who can vote and who's on the ballot. It's a really clear 4-step process. And here's a really key principle in the ordinance. The responsibility is on the individual. It's up to you to get registered, and if for some reason your eligibility is challenged, it's up to you to prove it. The whole system is built on personal accountability. All right, the lists are certified, the candidates are all set. Now it's time for the main event. Let's jump into the specific rules that govern the polling place on Election Day, making sure everything is smooth, fair, and secure. So the day has a pretty clear rhythm. Polls open at 9 a.m., they close at 5 p.m. for the general vote. But then something really interesting can happen. After 5 o'clock, for any certified voters who are still physically there, the polls can actually reopen so they can nominate and elect the tribal council's executive officers, like the chairperson. The rules inside the polling place are all about protecting the integrity of the vote. So yes, you can absolutely ask for a new ballot if you mess up, and you can have someone help you if you need it. But campaigning anywhere near the polls, that's a huge no-no, and you can't just walk out with a ballot. It's all designed to keep the environment fair and totally under control. The polls are closed, but you could say the most critical work is just beginning. Now it is all about counting every single vote with precision and having a rock-solid plan for what to do when the results are razor-thin. It's the classic what-if scenario that every election system has to be ready for. When the margin is 0, what do you do? How do you fairly break a tie? Well, the answer is simple and really decisive. You vote again. A runoff election is held, but just between the candidates who tied. And this just keeps going until one person has a clear win. There's no coin toss here. The decision goes right back to the voters where it belongs. But what if it's not a tie, just really, really close, and a candidate just wants to double-check the math? The ordinance has a clear path for that, too. A candidate can request a recount. The committee sets it up, and here's the crucial part. The candidate and their opponent are allowed to be there to watch the whole thing. That level of transparency is exactly how you build trust in the results. The votes are counted, any recounts are done, the results are certified. We've officially reached the finish line, where the voice of the people actually creates a new government for the community. And the transition to power is fast. New members get sworn in within just 10 business days. The system even has a backup plan. If a seat opens up for any reason, the candidate with the next highest vote count just steps right in. But accountability doesn't end on election day. Council members can actually be removed for good cause, which is a constant reminder that their job is to serve the community. And the entire journey culminates right here, with this oath of office. This isn't just reciting some old words. It's a public, solemn promise to uphold the Constitution and above all else to protect the best interests of the community. It's that final, powerful moment that officially turns a candidate into a leader. Seeing how incredibly detailed this ordinance is, it leaves us with a final, much bigger question to chew on. How does this deep commitment to fairness do more than just run an election? How does it become a tool for a sovereign nation to both protect its traditions of self-governance and actively shape its own future? That's a powerful idea to think about.